Krishna, welcome all of you for today's second session of the book reading series. So last week we read from Srila Prabhupāda's book Elevation to Kṛṣṇa Consciousness, and we understood quite a good number of concepts and their applications in our day-to-day life as well. So today we will continue our reading from the same book. So let's begin today's session with few prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today's theme is Eternal God, Religion, Abode. Eternal God, eternal religion, eternal abode. That is today's theme. So as usual, we will be reading from Srila Prabhupāda's book, Elevation to Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. And in between, we shall also discuss wherever there is discussion required, we will discuss. And then we shall also have a quiz. Today we have planned an interesting quiz. So that will be towards the end of the session. So let's begin. Can we have the display of the first part of today's reading? We dedicate today's session to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our beloved spiritual master. So let's have the text for reading. So the first part is Eternal Sky. So who would like to read for all of us?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Neeraj.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Neeraj from UAE is going to read for us. Yeah.
Eternal sky. There are many material universes clustered together, and all these universes constitute the material creation. Beyond these clusters of countless material universes is the spiritual sky, which is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Natat bhasyate suryo nasasanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhamma paramam mama. That abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by electricity, and anyone who reaches it never comes back to the material world. Bhagavad Gita 15.6.
Very nice. So it's like we are beginning with Eternal Sky. So there are two. Last time we had discussed, in continuation with that, we are reading this. Last time we had discussed that the material part of the creation or the material existence is 25% of the entire existence, and the spiritual world is 75% of the entire existence. So in the material world, there are so many universes according to the Vedic understanding, and all that constitute 25% of the entire existence. Now beyond this material sky, there is the spiritual sky, and the spiritual sky has got innumerable planets called the Vaikuntha Lokas. The difference between the material existence and the spiritual existence is that material existence is constantly subjected to creation and dissolution. It goes through the cycles of creation and dissolution. Whereas the spiritual world, the innumerable countless spiritual planets in the spiritual sky, they are all eternally existing without any transformation. And Krishna gives a hint in this verse that Srila Prabhupada has quoted here, chapter 15, verse 6. Natad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. Surya, we know, sun, shashanka, moon, pavakaha, fire, or any other source of light like electricity. Bhasayate means to illuminate. So Krishna says that spiritual abode of mine is not illumined by sun, moon, or electricity. And another feature is Yad Gatva na nivartante. One who reaches to that abode of mine does not have to come back again to this material world. That is my Paramadhama. Dhama means abode. So that is what Krishna says here in this verse. So we are in the material world, but there is the Lord in the spiritual world who is actually waiting for us to go there. The Lord wants us to go there because that is our original home. Let's continue. Let's go to the next slide. Who would like to read now? Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to volunteer to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
This is Amrit.
Kartikeya. Oh, sorry, Amrit. Yes, Amrit, please read. Amrit from Kerala is going to read. Superior nature.
Superior nature. That superior nature which is beyond this material nature is eternal. There is no history of it ever having begun. It has neither beginning nor end. Paras tasmat tu bhavo anyo avyakto vyaktas sanatanaha. Yah sa sarveshu bhudeshu nasyatsu na vinashyati. Avyakto akshara iti uktas tam ahu paramam gadim. Yam sabhya na nivartande tadhama paramam mama. There is another eternal nature which is transcendental to this manifested and non-manifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. That supreme status is called unmanifested and infallible and is the highest destination. Going there, one never returns from that. My supreme abode. Bhagavad Gita 8.20.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, in the 8th chapter also, Lord Krishna talks about his eternal abode. Now, the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's books is that we have to notice here very carefully, whatever Prabhupada says, he always substantiates it from Vedic scriptures, from references from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or Upanishads. Prabhupada never says anything out of his own accord. That is one of the qualifications of a bona fide spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession or the parampara. Last session we had discussed about the importance of parampara, accepting knowledge which is coming down from the Lord himself. So Srila Prabhupada, being a bona fide spiritual master, he never manufactures his own theories or his own knowledge. He always quotes from the scripture. So here, Prabhupada is quoting 2 verses from the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which talk about the nature of the spiritual world, the eternal spiritual world. So Krishna is saying that this material world has got manifested and non-manifested matter. That means sometimes matter is manifested, sometimes it is non-manifested. It remains in its inactive form, or it remains in its unmanifest form as energy. Sometimes it is manifested as matter, which we can see, touch, or feel. But the spiritual world is eternal. It is eternal nature. It is transcendental, or it is above both manifested and non-manifested matter. It is supreme. It is never annihilated. It is never subjected to any discussion, any destruction. And Krishna says, when all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Everything in this material world is subjected to annihilation because the time factor brings about kshaya or annihilation in this material world. Whereas in the spiritual world, there is no influence of the time factor. Therefore, nothing is annihilated there. It remains as it is. And that's supreme state because right now, through our material senses or through the various gadgets like telescopes, etc., we cannot see the spiritual world through our material senses. Therefore, it is called unmanifested, avyakta. And it is akshara, it is infallible, it is never subjected to destruction. And it is the highest destination, paramam gatim. Actually, that is our highest destination for everybody. And Krishna again repeats the same thing here. Going there, one never returns from that place. So that is my supreme abode. That is the superior nature about which Lord Krishna gives only hints there and here in the Bhagavad Gita. But there is a detailed description in other scriptures like Brahma Samhita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us continue our reading. Who would like to volunteer now to read the next part? Can we have the next? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Abhishek. Yes. So we
Varnasrama
have Abhishek. Read Abhishek from Himachal Pradesh, isn't it?
Durgapur, West
Sorry,
Bengal.
West Bengal. Sorry, West Bengal. I'm sorry. From Durgapur, West Bengal. So we can see the beauty of Krishna consciousness. We have people all over the place, everywhere, participating in sessions. Very nice. Abhishek, yes, please read.
Yeah, Varnasrama Dharma. The Vedic religion or Varnasrama Dharma is also called eternal because no one can trace out its beginning. The Christian religion has a history of 2000 years and the Mohammedan religion has a history of 1300 years. But if we try to trace out the origins of Vedic religion, we will not be able to find a beginning. Varnasrama Dharma is accepted as the eternal religion of the living entity.
Yes, thank you. So Varnashrama Dharma is also called Vedic religion. Varna Ashrama. Varna means 4 divisions based on one's social position, and ashrama means 4 divisions based on one's spiritual position in the society. So there was a very nice, well organized society, the Vedic culture. So Varnas, there are 4: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, as it is depicted in this picture. Brahmanas are those who are engaged in studying the Vedic scriptures and teaching the Vedic scriptures to others, engaging in worshipping the Supreme Lord and helping others to worship the Lord. And then the Kshatriyas, who are the protectors of the law and order in the society. And then the Vaishyas, who engage in trade, agriculture, and cow protection. And the Shudras, who are engaged in serving the society through other activities. So these 4 systems, these 4 divisions are called Varnas. It was never hereditary, but it was always based on one's work and one's qualifications. It was never hereditary. Later, it has become degraded. It is misunderstood that it is hereditary. It is never hereditary. And ashrama means 4 ashramas: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. The first 25 years of one's life should be a student life, that is brahmacharya ashram. The next 25 years, household life, that is grihastha ashram. And the next 25 years, preparation for uh, spiritual, engaging in tapasya, engaging in severe austerities, that is vanaprastha. And finally, the last phase, sannyasa ashram, it is serving the Lord and serving the entire society by bringing people closer to the Lord. So that was the well-organized system which existed in Vedic culture. That is called Varnashrama Dharma. It's also called as Vedic religion. And Prabhupada says here that it is eternal religion. It is Sanatana Dharma, because no one can trace out the history of its beginning. Let's go to the next slide. Who would like to read the next part?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Venkateshwar Rao from Bangalore. Please read.
God is creator, God is eternal. We often say that God created this material world, and this means that God existed before the world. Since the Lord was existing before this material manifestation, He is not subject to this creation. If we were subjected to the laws of material world, how could He have created it? That the Lord is simultaneously identical with His creation and it exists in His completeness apart from it is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu?
God, He existed before creation. And He is not material world. He is eternally existing. He existed before the creation. He is existing now when the creation is being maintained. And after the creation gets annihilated, He still remains. That is the position of God, the Supreme Lord. So He is eternal. He is also Sanatana, right? So we saw 3 Sanatanas so far. The abode of God is Sanatana, eternal. And then the Vedic process of reaching God, Varnashrama system, that is also Sanatana. And God Himself is Sanatana, eternal. So the Lord is simultaneously one with this creation, yet He is different from this creation. How do we know this? How do we understand this? Everything that is existing in this creation is nothing but a transformation of God's energies. Therefore, since God's energies have transformed themselves into this manifest creation, in one sense, God is present in this creation in the form of His energy. And in one sense, you can say there is no difference between energy and the energetic, just like the sun and the sunshine, right? So we say that when sunshine enters your room, you say, sun has come. Actually, sun has not come. Sun's energy has come. So we use sunshine as equal to sun in our daily usage. Like that, God and His energies are not different. Therefore, this material creation is nothing but God Himself. So we say Sarvam Krishnamayam Jagat. That means this creation is Krishna only. Now, since Krishna has Himself transformed into this creation, does it mean that Krishna has lost his identity? No. Krishna still remains as an individual, and He is present in His spiritual abode. So what we see in this material world is Krishna's energies, but Krishna, the person, is in His eternal abode. Let's continue. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. Sanatana Dhama Prabhu, would you like to read?
Yes, true.
Yes, please read.
Lord is identical with His creation, yet exists apart from it. Maya tatam
Yes.
vidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matsani sarva bhutani machaham tesu avyastha.
Actually,
Nacha,
it should be na. It should be na chaham teshu avastitaha.
okay, sorry. Nacha matstani bhutani
Pashyame
pashyami virtuna pashyami
aishwaram.
bhutabrdam nacha
Bhuta
bhutastho
bhrinna cha bhutastho
bhutabrdam.
mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Yes.
In my transcendental form, I pervade all this creation. All things are resting in me, but I am not in them. Again, everything that is created does not rest on me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation.
Yes. This is in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verses 4 and 5. Here, it appears to be a paradox. The Lord is saying, I pervade the entire creation, everything is resting in me, but I am not in them. Again, everything that is created does not rest on me. Now, how do we understand this? So, as I already told you, there is God in his personal feature and God in his energy feature called the impersonal feature. So there is impersonal feature of the absolute truth and personal feature of the absolute truth. So personal feature or the supreme personality is present in his eternal abode in the spiritual sky. But everything that is present in this creation is nothing but a manifestation of the impersonal feature of the absolute truth. That means whatever we see around us here in this material world is nothing but energy of God. So when Krishna says that I pervade all this creation and everything is resting in me, it means everything is resting in Krishna's energy called Brahman. Krishna is pervading the entire creation in the form of his impersonal feature called Brahman. But when he says, I am not in them, it means Krishna's personal feature is not to be found in this material world. He is aloof from this material creation, untouched by matter, and he is in his eternal spiritual abode. Everything that is created does not rest on me. It refers to the personal feature. Does not rest on the personal feature, but it rests on the energy of God. So this is the mystic opulence of the Lord. He is simultaneously present in this material world and he is aloof from this material world. This we have to understand very nicely. God is present in this material world in the form of his energy. Still, he is aloof from this material world. His personality is untouched by material laws or material transformation. Hmm? Although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation. So God is everywhere in the form of his energy, still he is having his own personal self, his personality, which is the source of everything that exists. So this is a very important thing that we need to understand from the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita is revealing to us the position of the Supreme Lord. He is present everywhere in the form of his energies, but he is still aloof. Srila Prabhupada gives an example. If you go to a company, if you go to a factory, so for example, if you go to a Ford company, Prabhupada gives the same example. So everywhere you see Ford's board is there, name board, Ford like that. So everything that is present in the Ford company, everything that is happening in the Ford company is happening according to the will of Mr. Ford, the proprietor of the company. But is he present anywhere, everywhere in the company? No, personally he is not present. He is only present in the form of his governance, in the form of his power. Whereas if you want to meet him personally, you have to go to his personal chamber. In his cabin, you can meet him. Everything that is happening in the Ford company is by his wish only. His powers only are acting, but he is personally present in his cabin. You can meet him face to space there. Let's continue. Next slide. Okay, now we have the quiz. So we have understood many concepts today from today's reading by Srila Prabhupada's grace. So now we have a quiz, interesting quiz. So as I'm going to read out the question, you will have to post your answer personally to me. You have to just type in your answer and post it to me personally as a comment. And you will have 30 seconds to answer each question. So all the best to all of you. So let's begin today's quiz. Let's have the first question. First question, yes, fill in the blank. There are many material universes dash, and all these universes constitute the material creation. Your time starts now. Timer, please. There are many material universes dash, and all these universes constitute the material creation. So I have not received any answers so far. I hope you're posting the answers to me privately. Okay. I have received only one answer from Amrit. He says eternally. I'm afraid that's not the right answer. Material universes are not eternal. Let's see the answer. The answer is clustered together. I think it was a little difficult question, but let's try to pay attention more closely when we read henceforth. Next question. Next question, please. Yes. Lord's abode is not illuminated by lunar panel, union, nor not lunar panel, is it? I didn't understand this. Santosh has to explain. Santosh, can you please explain what is this? Okay, lunar panel, union,
negation.
not lunar panel.
Negation
huh?
of lunar panel.
Negation of. So, what is the answer you're expecting from this? I mean, what kind of an answer? So we have Santosh, who is the quiz master, the mastermind behind all these questions. Okay. Neeraj has given me one answer. Okay. Okay, let's see the answer. I've received some number of answers now. Let's see what's the right answer. Yes. All of you have sent the right answer. Lord's abode is not illuminated by moon, sun, electricity. That was a direct answer. Yes. Next question. That means Lord's abode is self-illuminated, right? What are the other names of Lord's abode which signifies it as beyond matter? In this reading, in today's reading, we saw certain names for the Lord's abode. And there is a hint in the brackets. There is an incense sticks brand of ISKCON. So you can, that is a clue for you. Vaikuntha, Amrit says Vaikuntha, but that was not there in the reading. Neeraj Panthi says transcendental. Abhishek says Goloka. Okay, nice attempts. The answer is spiritual sky. Spiritual sky is also the name of incense brand of ISKCON, started during Srila Prabhupada's time. Spiritual sky. Okay, next question. Question number 4. What are the characteristics of Lord's abode? So there are 5 characteristics of Lord's abode that we discussed in the 8th chapter verses. So you have to fill in the missing letters and complete all the 5 characteristics of Lord's abode. So I've received one answer. Your time has started. So first one. Okay, I have received many answers for the first one. The second one also, I have received quite a good number of answers. Abhishek is posting me on WhatsApp. Abhishek, you can post it here only on Zoom. So I've received answers for 1, 2, and 5. Okay, time up. Neeraj has answered fourth one. Shivakumar has answered second. And no one has given me third answer. Third one, no one has given. Unique is not the answer. I'm afraid unique is not the answer because first letter is not U, second letter is U. Okay, let's see the answers now. The Lord's abode is, can we display the answers, Santosh? Yes. The Lord's abode is eternal. Many of you have given the right answer. It is transcendental, above the material laws. Third one is supreme. Lord Krishna says, that is my supreme abode. It is supreme. And fourth one, unmanifested, right now not visible to our naked eyes. And fifth one, infallible. So these are the 5 characteristics of Lord's abode. Very nice. It was a very nice way of learning about the Lord's abode. Thank you for that question, Santosh. Let's go to the next question. Next question. Can we have the next question? Yes. What are the other names for Varnashrama Dharma? Other name, one name. There is another name for Varnashrama Dharma that Srila Prabhupada said. What is that? So there are exact number of blanks also. Neeraj has given the right answer, which I was looking for. Abhishek, you have given the Sanskrit name, but we are looking for English name. Om Pandit has given Sanskrit name. We want English name here. Other name for Varnashrama Dharma. Time up. So let's see the answer. Neeraj had given the right answer, and that is Vedic religion. Vedic religion. So Srila Prabhupada says Varnashrama Dharma or Vedic religion, and this is eternal. Yes, of course, it's called Sanatana Dharma because it is eternal. Okay, next question. Fill in the blank. Although I am the dash of all living entities, and although I am dash, still myself is the very source of creation. Your time begins now. This is directly from the verse's translation. Although I am the dash of all living entities, and although I am dash, still myself is the very source of creation. Can we have the answer, please? Okay, there are many people who have given the answer. Okay. Eternal, everywhere, maintainer, these are the answers. Let's see the answer. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, that is the correct answer. Maintainer, Lord is the maintainer of everyone, and He is everywhere. Till His self or His personal form is the source of creation, which is aloof from this material creation. Let's go to the next question. Is that all, or do we have another question? Okay, reason out. How is Lord not subjected to this creation? What is the reason for Lord not being subjected to material laws? Okay, you'll have to be very quick. Your time has started now. How is Lord not subjected to this creation? What is the reason for Lord not being subjected to material laws? You can answer in few words. Okay, Sanatana Dhamma Prabhu is saying that because he is the creator himself. Roshan is saying because he is transcendental. Om Pandit is saying because he's one who created it. Okay, only 3 people have attempted. Amrit is saying Lord has created via his energy. He is aloof. Okay, Abhishek is saying he's transcendental. Neeraj is saying he's above the laws of material nature. Very nice answers. Can we have the answer, please? Is there an answer for this? Okay. Okay, answer is highlighted here. Since the Lord was existing before this material manifestation, he's not subject to the creation. That was the expected answer. Of course, all of you have come closer. You have said that he is the creator. That means he existed before the creation. Therefore, he is not subjected to the material laws. He is transcendental. Good. Okay, let's go to the next part. Is there a next question, or are we done with the quiz? Santosh.
The next question: what is the reason for Lord not being subjected to material laws?
Okay, that is here only. Okay, what is the reason? I thought both are one question. Okay, what is the reason for Lord not being subjected to material laws? Any answers for that? Let's check out the answer because we are running short of time. Let's see the answer for the second question. Answer, please. The answer is highlighted or underlined here. If he were subjected to the laws of material world, how could he have created it? So that's why he is transcendental. Because he is the one who has created it, he is not subjected to the laws of material world. Okay, let's go to the next question or next. Are we done?
Done, Prabhu. We have less than a minute.
Okay. Okay, that's done. So thank you, Santosh,